JAMB 2019 Literature in English Question 1. The question says, the epilogue in the play refers to the options given are A. Conflict in the play, B. Tailpiece, C. Opening chorus, D. Dramatic action. To understand and select the correct answer to this question, let us first of all define what an epilogue is, and then we'll define the four options and select the best one that represents or answers the question. An epilogue is a speech or write-up at the end of a play, book, film, or movie that comments on or acts as a conclusion to what has happened. Next, let us define the four options, starting with option A. Option A, which is conflict in the play, can be defined as the challenge main characters need to solve to achieve their goals. Option B, which is tailpiece, can be defined as a piece or part added to the end of something or to form the end of something. Option C, which is opening chorus, can be defined as a group of actors that sing, dance, or act the same thing at the same time. And finally, option D, which says dramatic action. Dramatic action is a scene that presents a clear, significant meaning to the audience. It usually contains conflict and tension. Now, having defined these four options, it is easy to pick out the correct answer. Tailpiece is the correct answer because it refers to the very last part of something and is also the nearest in meaning to what an epilogue is. JAMB 2019 Literature in English Question 1. The question says, which of the following is not a form of poetic expression? The options given are A. Sestet, B. Lyrics, C. Soonest, and D. Elegy. To understand and select the correct answer to this question, let us first of all define the four options given, starting with option A. Option A, which is sestet, can be defined as a poem with 6 lines. B, which is lyrics, can be defined as the words to a song, but in this case, a poem. C, which is soonest, can be defined as an adverb, which refers to a short time from now or after something has happened. And finally, D, which is an elegy, can be defined as a poem that is dedicated and used to mourn the dead. Having defined the four options, the answer therefore is C, because soonest is an adverb which refers to a short time from now and after something has happened, unlike the rest of the options that are all forms of poetic expressions. JAMB 2019 Literature in English Question 3. Reversal of fortune as used in the criticism of a literary work describes the options given are A. Rise to fame of the central character, B. Success of the hero or heroine, C. Reward of the hero or heroine for his or her courage, and D. Sudden change in the fate of the central character. To better understand and select the correct answer to this question, let us first of all define what reversal of fortune is. Reversal of fortune in literary work refers to the turning point in a drama where there is a shift in the fate of the protagonist from good to bad. It therefore means that option D is the correct answer. Option D is the correct answer because the other options, A, B, and C, refers to a shift in the fate of the central character from bad to good, unlike D, which insinuates that the shift is from good to bad. And option D is the only option that relates to what reversal of fortune is in a literary work. JAMB 2019 Literature in English Question 4. The question says, which of the following could be said to be a permanent feature of a poem? Option A is rhyme, B. repetition, C. rhythm, D. symbolism. All the options given are all features of poems or poetry. However, there is only one that is a permanent feature in which without it, the literary work cannot be called a poem. Not all poetry may have rhymes or repetitions or symbolism, but all poetry have rhythms. Rhythm is a strong, regular, repeated pattern of sound and is the beat in a poem, which determines the control the poet has over the poem, without which a poem cannot be called a poem. A poem can exist without rhyme, repetition, or symbolism, but a poem cannot exist without rhythm. Based on this explanation, the correct answer to this question is option C. JAMB 2019 Literature in English question 5. The question says, which of the following terms is exclusive to drama? The options given are A. Dialogue, B. Plot, C. Protagonist, and D. Soliloquy. All the options may be found in most literary works such as poetry, drama, or prose. However, the correct answer to this question is soliloquy. Soliloquy is a speech that can only be found in a play or drama in which a character who is alone on the stage speaks his or her thoughts aloud. This is exclusive to drama only because it cannot occur in prose or poetry. Therefore, the correct answer, as I said earlier, is soliloquy. JAMB 2019 Literature in English question 6. The question says, the literary device which uses ridicule to correct social ills is known as option A. Satire, option B. Paradox, C. Hyperbole, and D. Epigram. To understand and select the correct answer to this question, I would like to first of all define the four options. A, which is satire, can be defined as a way of criticizing a person or idea by using humor to show their faults and weakness. B, which is paradox, can be defined as a person or thing or situation that has two opposite features and thereby seems strange. Option C, which is hyperbole, can be defined as a way of speaking or writing that makes something sound better, more exciting, or dangerous than it really is. Option D, which is epigram, can be defined as a short poem or phrase that expresses an idea in a clever or amusing way. Having defined the four options, it is easy to pick out the correct answer. The correct answer to this question is option A, satire. It is satire because having defined satire as a way of criticizing a person or idea by using humor to show their faults and weaknesses, it is easier to relate satire to the question above, which states that a device which uses ridicule to correct social ills is known as A. Satire. JAMB 2019 Literature in English question 7. The question says, a poem of mourning and dedication written on the death of an individual is called A. An elegy, B. An eulogy, C. A sonnet, D. An ode. To understand and select the correct answer to this question, I'd like to first of all define the four options. The first option, A, says an elegy. An elegy can be defined as a poem or song that expresses sadness, especially for somebody who has died. Option B is eulogy. Eulogy can be defined as a speech or writing praising somebody or something very much. C, which is a sonnet. A sonnet can be defined as a poem that has 14 lines, each containing 10 syllables and a fixed pattern of rhyme. And finally, option D, an ode. An ode is a poem that speaks to a person or thing or celebrates a special event. Having defined the four options given, it is easy to select the answer. The answer, therefore, to this question is option A, an elegy. As I said earlier, an elegy is a poem of mourning and dedication written on the death of a person. It is therefore the closest and can be related to the question given above, which makes it the correct answer. JAMB 2019 Literature in English question 8. The question says, a poem written on a grand theme in an appropriately grand style dealing with heroic figures is called dash. The options given are A, a soliloquy, B, a tragic comedy, C, an epic, and D, an epigram. To be able to select the correct answers among these options, let us first of all define the four options. A soliloquy can be defined as a speech in a play in which a character who is alone on the stage speaks his or her thoughts. Option B, which is tragic comedy, can be defined as a play that is both funny and sad. That is, the play has an element of comedy and tragedy combined. Option C, which is epic, can be defined as a long poem about the actions of great men and women, or about a nation's history. And finally, option C, which is epigram, can be defined as a short poem or phrase that expresses an idea in a clever way or amusing way. Having defined the four options given, it is easy to select the correct answers among them. The correct answer, therefore, to this question is option C, an epic. Remember that I defined epic as a long poem about the actions of great men and women or about a nation's history. This answer or option can be related to the question, which says that a poem written on a grand theme in an appropriately grand style, dealing with notes, heroic figures, is therefore an epic. JAMB 2019 Literature in English question 9. The question says, characterization in a novel means the options given are A, list of characters featuring in it, B, mode of presenting the fictional individuals, C, peculiar mannerisms of the narrator, and D, resolution of the conflict between the characters. To understand and select the correct answer to this question, let us first of all define what characterization is. Characterization can be defined as the way, mode, or method that a writer makes the character in a book seem real. Having defined what characterization is, it is then easy to pick out the correct answer. The correct answer, therefore, is option B, which is the mode of presenting the fictional character. Please note that characterization is not the list of characters, that is the cast, or the peculiar mannerisms of the narrator, or the resolution of the conflict between the characters. It is the mode or method or the way that a writer makes the characters in a book seem real by presenting their various personalities. JAMB 2019 Literature in English question 10. The question says, based on selected poems from D.I. Wanger's edition, West African verse. Open quote. Night and Abiku sucks the oil from lamps. Close quote. The options given are A, Abiku drinks oil. B, for Abiku, oil is water. C, while other babies suck breast, Abiku sucks oil. And D, the lamp is kept burning all night on account of Abiku. The correct answer to this question is D, the lamp is kept burning all night on account of Abiku. This is because the phrase is a metaphor, and as such should not be taken literally. It simply means that the lamp is kept on or burning all night because of Abiku. Please note that a metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. In other words, means that Abiku does not drink oil or sucks oil. Neither is oil water for Abiku. It just simply means that the lamp is kept burning all night on account of Abiku. Take, for example, the phrase that says to burn the midnight candle. It doesn't mean that you stay up all night and burn the candle till it finishes at midnight. It simply means that you stay up at night to read. So also is this question. The phrase night and Abiku sucks oil from lamps is simply a metaphor, and as such, the true meaning is that the lamp is kept burning all night on account of Abiku.